What's up? And welcome to another episode of True Stories. Kind of cool watching Twisters, the latest movie from Paramount, and it made me think about my past. It jogged a memory when I was a young preteen about being involved in a real life tornado. Every summer, my parents would send me somewhere, and this particular summer, my mom sent me to her side of the family all the way in Wichita Falls, Texas. I think the only thing they have out there is a some kind of air base that's military. And there's a club. And my uncle owns the club. There's a big old club in Wichita Falls, Texas. My uncle, Tommy Goo, owns it. It's kind of cool. So my auntie is married to Tommy Goo, and she has 3 boys, Tony, Daryl, and then Tommy. Me and Tommy were the same age. We grew up together. And this is my auntie Joyce. I also have another auntie that lives in Wichita Falls, Texas, Auntie Johnny, and my grandmother lived there. My grandfather lived there. So it was a lot of my mom's family all in Wichita. And this particular summer, there was a tornado. I never forget it. We was always over at my Aunt Johnny's house during the daytime while my Aunt Joyce was at work. She was a nurse. And these were like the projects, low to the ground, brick buildings. The first thing we noticed, we're playing, me and my cousin Tommy, we're watching TV playing G.I. Joe and stuff like that. And you hear this, I'm like, what is that? The only sirens I'm used to are police sirens and gunshots growing up in Compton, right? So this was a long thing. My auntie Joyce, like, not Joyce, but my auntie Johnny's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I'm like, what? She turns on the radio and the TV, tornado watch, tornado watch, tornado watch. I'm like, wow, you gotta remember, this is back in the day. There's no cell phones and a way to communicate like that. And every day off work, my Aunt Joyce would come to my Aunt Johnny's house and pick me and Tommy up and take us home to her house to stay the night. And man, I remember looking out the window and watching a funnel cloud form. It was easily the most terrifying thing I've ever seen in my youth. The sky gets dark and it gets real calm. It's warm. These are the perfect temperatures, I guess, I didn't know at the time, for tornadoes to form. I'm looking out the window. The couch is up against the window, so we hop on the couch, facing the couch, and we're like this, me and my cousin Tommy looking out the window, and the funnel forms, and it's turning. And right in front of my window at my auntie's house, there's a big old brick enclosure where the trash can is at. This is not a trash, it's like one of those gigantic trash cans where a truck comes in, picks it up with the forks, lift it up. Thing is huge, it's a gigantic dumpster. We're watching this. The tornado, I don't think it touched down. I'm not sure. We couldn't see that far because it looks close, but it's further than what you think it is. But everything started shaking and rattling, right? And this gigantic dumpster was just hitting the walls of the concrete enclosure. All of a sudden, it would go up, come down, go up, come down. And it finally stood up and was hovering. I'm like, looking at my cousin, looking out the window, it's hovering. Then it's going, woof, woof, woof. And it goes up, goes up. I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. And my auntie's losing her shit. You little niggas, get away from the damn window. Y'all gonna kill yourself. Looking out the window, say, kill ourselves. The tornado is gonna bust out that glass. And before we moved, that thing just dropped. Boom! Shook the whole complex, right? And then it got real calm and the tornado was over. And she's like, and the scary thing is, my Aunt Joyce was driving to my Aunt Johnny's house during this tornado. So minutes later, she pulls up and she's hyperventilating. She goes, oh my God, yeah, there was a tornado. We said, we know. And then we hear him get into the car and Aunt Joyce takes us home to her house, right? again, the siren started up again. We're like, here we go again. This time we're driving, right? We're riding in the car in the back seat. You got to remember, back in the day, you didn't have to wear a seatbelt. So we're in the back seat looking around, you know, looking for a tornado. And my auntie is hauling all that ass. Get into the house. We get into the house. She opens up the door and she's like, get in the bathtub, get in the bathtub. I'm like, what? She said, get your little black asses in the bathtub. So we get in the bathtub. My auntie, she's a small frame woman, but she got real strong. She pulled all the comforters and blankets off the bed in Tommy's room, right? Because the tub is narrow. And he had like one of those little small twin beds. She grabbed the mattress, picked it up, and threw it on top of us. I guess what you do, you get into, you know, this is a tornado. You have to get into a bathtub that's, you know, fastened tightly to the ground, and you put a mattress over you until the storm is over, and that's what we did. And I remember we were giggling, eating candy while we were under there. You know, we didn't know the significance of a tornado. Tommy was used to it because he lives in Texas, but, you know, kid from Compton, seeing that dumpster go up in the air and twirl like a piece of paper has been etched and burned in my memory forever. Then it was over. She pulled the mattress off of us, and it was just it. 2 tornadoes touched down in Wichita Falls, Texas this particular summer, right at one auntie's house and one near my other auntie's house. It was crazy. They got on the phone, called my mom in California and what was going on. It was never seen nature that up close and personal, because Texas feels weather. Like in Cali, we get the earthquakes and the heat waves, but in Texas and in Houston, where my cousin lives, when it rains and thunders, the lightning actually hits the ground in Houston. It's terrifying. And in Wichita Falls, Texas, because it's really close to Oklahoma, you know, borderline. And, you know, they get tornadoes over there all the time. So that's why they call it Tornado Alley, because it's frequent. And man, my aunties were on their toes quick. They knew exactly what to do. Get away from the windows, because them windows were shattered. We didn't know we were kids, but we were just looking out the window just in awe. But yeah, man, a real live tornado, and being involved in that will humble your black ass forever. I was like, well, it's gonna be a while till I go to Texas again, because that scared the shit out of me. I'll never forget that summer in Wichita Falls, Texas. Hey, those who live out there and deal with this on a regular basis, hey, I don't know how you do it. You're looking at me and clapping. I don't know how you do it, dealing with those earthquakes. I guess you're used to what you're used to when you live in a certain region of the country, you know? That's just how it is. But hey, until the next time, be sure to like, share, subscribe, tell all your friends, and more importantly, leave your comments down low. And I'm out. Peace. You know the routine. Fade to black.